Hello, we are in Daniel chapter 10. Welcome to Daniel chapter 10. Welcome to my Nation Bible Study. We are in Daniel chapter 10. So I hope you've gone through Daniel chapter 10. And this time, Daniel is having a vision. The main vision here is the vision of a messenger. It's not a vision of a scary creature anymore. This is a vision of a messenger. So there's so much in that we found out in this reading through this chapter. We talked about a lot in the Bible study group, but I had some 5 points that I quickly want to bring to your attention. So when we open up, Daniel is praying, right? He's telling us that he's been in prayer for 21 days, for 3 weeks. But it says that he has been in mourning for 21 days. He has been in mourning for 3 weeks. So why has he been in mourning? Is mourning prayers? No, because of the things that he saw in this dream made him mourn for that long. But he has been in prayer for 21 days. And this is when the messenger came through, right? When he saw the messenger. So 5 things that I want us to really look at. The first thing is the prayer itself. Look at verse 2 and 3. It says, when this vision came to me, I, Daniel, had been in mourning for 3 whole weeks. All that time I had eaten no rich food, no meat or wine crossed my lips, and I used no fragrant lotions until these 3 weeks were past. So what kind of prayer life are you? Are you someone that when you go and ask for something, 1 day of prayer, 2 days of prayer, 3 days of prayer, and you don't get the answer, you just give up? Are you unrelentless like David? Look at David's prayer life. Are you like David? You stay there until something happens. Until something happens, you continue to stay in prayer until something happens. Is that your prayer life? Is your prayer life unrelentless, just like the prayer life of Daniel? Well, you have to think about that. Now, number 2, we looked at also verse 7 and 8. Let me pull that really quick. The 7 and 8, because we were talking about obedience to what God has called you to do. How obedient are you? So verse 7 and 8 says, only I, Daniel, saw this vision. The men with me saw nothing, but they were suddenly terrified and ran away to hide. So I was left there all alone to see this amazing vision. My strength left me, my face grew deathly pale, and I felt very weak. It says that vision was shown to them alone. A lot of times we get a vision from God. God tells us exactly what to do, but because we don't, for whatever reason, we always want to go verify from other people what they think about it. I have done this myself. Matter of fact, when we're done with the book of Daniel, I'll give you a testimony about these videos that I'm making. So, anyway, we want to go verify with other people. The time that when God tells you to do something, just get up and go do it. That's what God has told you to do. The time that we are using to verify from this person to that person, thinking about it, what would this person think? What would they think? Would they think I'm showing off? Would they think I know it all? All that time is disobedience. You are being disobedient. You are being rebellious. The Holy Spirit has already shown you something. God has already told you something. It's just like your parent telling you to do something and you want to go ask your neighbor, can I do it? That's the same thing. It's the same thing that we're doing. It's no different. You want to go ask your neighbor, you want to go ask your teacher, you want to go ask your coworker what your parent has told you to do? Okay. All right. Let's move on. The next point, we want to go to verse 10 and 11, right? Go to verse 10 really quick and 11. Just then a hand touched me and lifted me, still trembling, to my hands and knees. And the man said to me, Daniel, you are very precious to God. So listen carefully to what I have to say to you. Stand up, for I have been sent to you. When he said this to me, I stood up, still trembling. Daniel, you are very precious to God. Okay, so you see, this is what the angel is telling Daniel. You are very precious to God. Now, angel or Jesus, that's not the subject of this conversation. So I just wanted to say, put that out there before somebody tries to say, oh no, it was Jesus, it was not the angel. No, I'm not disputing that right now. So the man touched him and said, you are very precious to God. You are very precious. Can God say that about you? Right now, think about it. Can God, when you come to God's mind, right? You're always on God's mind, but when you come to God's mind, is God saying that, oh, this is my precious child. Oh, you are so precious. Will God say that about you right now? Something to think about. Okay, now let's go to verse 12 and 13. This is when it gets it gets deep, because we have to know that sometimes you ask yourself, what happens on the other side of prayers? Like when I pray about something, what's going on in the unseen world? Because this is the seen world, like this is the physical world. What is going on actually in the unseen world, in the realm of the spirit? What is going on there? But this is, it's kind of like Daniel pulls the curtain, like he opens the door and says, look this is exactly what's going on. If you look at verse 12 and 13, it says, then he said, this is the man talking, don't be afraid, Daniel. Since the first day you began to pray for understanding and to humble yourself before your God, your request has been heard in heaven. Since the first day that he started. Remember when we started the first verse, it talked about Daniel being praying for 3 weeks. Actually, the second or third verse, Daniel was praying for 21 days. But since the first day, soon as he opened his mouth, the heavens heard him. So why did the heavens not bring him the answer that same day? Why? Okay, read on. I have come to in answer to your prayer. But for 21 days, the spirit prince of the kingdom of Persia blocked my way. Then Michael, one of the archangels, came to help me, and I left him there with the spirit prince of the kingdom of Persia. So this is what happens. There is battle. When you ask for something, let's say you ask that you are delivered, or your husband or your spouse is delivered from bitterness or anger, right? That prayer has been heard because you said it from your heart. But why does it take so long for you to see that change in him physically? Spiritually, that has already, the change has already happened, but you can't see it because of things like this. Look how he was blocked by a demon on the way. He was coming, he was bringing the answer, but the demon stopped him until another angel, Michael, had to come and help him from and keep this demon away from him, so that he can bring the answer to Daniel. So this is what happens in this. So you have to be patient when you pray. So the last point I just want to make is that now that you see that, you know that a delayed answer to your prayer is not a denial to your request. A delayed answer to your prayer is not a denial to your request. So make sure that you stay in prayer and don't give up. Be assured that the first time when you make your request known, it is heard in heaven. It is. It's clear here. It is heard in heaven. But stay in prayer because there's a battle that happens on the other side. I hope this has helped you to just understand this chapter a little bit more. There's just so much that we can talk about as far as prayer. I mean, oh my God, this has to strengthen somebody's prayer life, because it's definitely has strengthened mine. I'm Coach K with Mash Fire Nation. I'm the CEO and founder of Mash Fire Nation. Thank you.